So, a very good afternoon to everyone present here, and thank you for joining us. Many of you all had joined in way before time, so a big thank you. It just highlights, the excitement, the eagerness for this entire program that we've curated, the Learning Festival. So, once again, on behalf of Crimson Education, the JGI, the Jain Group of Institutions, the Jain International Residential School, and Crimson Anisha Global Schools in Pune, I, Hussain Dohadwala, warmly welcome you to our first session for the Learning Festival. So the Learning Festival, we curated this entire program keeping in mind a very simple philosophy of lifelong learning. I'm sure all of you have heard the term lifelong learning, and we often, want our students to be lifelong learners. But it's also essential that we as teachers role model that attribute of actually becoming lifelong learners ourselves. I recall a quote by Peter Drucker. He was a famous management guru, and he says that now it's actually a fact that learning is a lifelong process of keeping abreast of change. And all of us absolutely agree with this. As teachers, we need to keep constantly pushing ourselves. The pandemic has thrown all of us into a virtual environment. Today also we are meeting over a Zoom call. Who knew 1 year ago that this is how the world would come? Teaching, learning, engagements, everything, assessments, everything has changed. And obviously that requires us to totally reimagine how classrooms of the future are going to be like. And that's where a concept like Learning Festival really is so relevant to the current times that we are living in. We also have some important netiquette announcements that we would like to share with all of you. Request you to please keep your microphone muted. At the end of the session, we will have 8 to 10 minutes of a Q&A with the workshop leader. So if you have any questions at that time, you could either post it in the chat box and or you could unmute yourself. So we will allow you the permission to do that at the end of the session only. Request all of you also, once the session starts, to please turn on your cameras. Also request, if you are in a relatively quiet place, especially towards the end, if you would like to ask any questions so that there is no background noise or any other ambient noise which could disturb the other participants. If you are using headphones, that would be great. It just allow you to, hear everything a lot better. And also would request you to, if you have anything, to kindly raise your hand. I'd like to reiterate once again, we would take questions only at the end of the session. Thank you so much for your understanding in this context. So once again, I would like to welcome all of you to the Learning Festival, a 12-day festival of learning, of collaboration, of networking, and essentially it's all about learning to grow. How we can become lifelong learners and role model that important attribute for all our children. We would like to start off with the inaugural ceremony, the customary lighting of the lamp and a prayer to invoke the blessings of the Lord Mighty, so that our festival, this is a small beginning, and we hope, like Dr. Chenraj was mentioning just earlier, we hope this can turn into a much larger platform. And through this platform, all of us can continue collaborating, continue learning, and continue evolving.
इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर हो।
Thank you so much, Francis, for that. And with the blessings of the Almighty and the Lord invoked, I'm sure that's the best way, in the most, on most auspicious note, we herewith declare the Learning Festival open. This is just the agenda of the next 12 days. It's an action-packed festival, starting off with, we have a session later today at 4 p.m. by Ms. Fatima. Then we have Dr. Ashok Pandey talking about SDGs and, using it as a springboard, especially in context to the NEP. So the idea, friends, of this curating this entire program has been to bring in these different educational leaders, thought leaders in the K-12 space, who can talk about aspects which are very, very relevant, and who can enhance, your teaching and learning, your pedagogy into the classroom. So please ensure you join in every single day from now up to the 20th by 3:45 p.m. All our sessions start at 4 p.m. sharp. So we are truly privileged to have with us Dr. Chenraj Jain, the founder chairman of the Jain Group, and he would be delivering the keynote address. I would just like to say a few lines about Dr. Jain. So Dr. Jain is a distinguished
Hussain,
Indian educationist.
Hussain, don't introduce me.
Yes, sir.
I'll,
Sir, but I'll just say one thing which I wanted to share about you.
I'll talk, no problem. You have told Chenraj that's more than enough. So can I start now?
Yes, sir, you can start. But sir, just one more thing which I would like to share with everyone is, I think, in terms of, the vision which Dr. Chenraj has, a lot of things that he started off, be it an incubation center, entrepreneurship, sports schools. I think today we are seeing a lot of that becoming common talk amongst academic circles. He has the vision and the kind of foresight to bring a lot of these. And that's the reason I think why he's one of the greatest education leaders. With that, sir, over to you. And thank you so much for being part of the Learning Festival and delivering this keynote address.
Thank you very much, Hussain. Thank you, Francis. Very good evening to one and all of you. All the stalwarts, I will call teachers, who are the torch bearers for the nation, and you are the people who are really creating leaders out of true knowledge activities in the classroom. So thank you very much, Hussain, once again, Mr. Francis and Mr. Ashokji Pandey. I called him handsome because he's a very knowledgeable person, and I've met him first time today, so I wanted to wish him. And I did have a chat with him for half a minute and made him understand that why he's handsome. Handsome is not because of the personality, but because of the knowledge and what he's able to contribute to the society. I have my own team here, looking at a lot of my teachers also have joined, and I have another visionary thinker, Vishal Goyal, and is a young leader where he is aspirational thinker to think out of the box and make education more exciting for experiential learning, and that was Vishal Goyal's aim. Harvard graduate, but then grounded very well, and I see him here also. Maybe he found time today to attend the session. We open the glimpse, and that also is his dream child. And Francis, Madam Farzana, I call her a very young lady. What an amazing lady she is. She'll be interacting with all of you, maybe next session or tomorrow, and you should listen to her. According to me, she's the youngest in this entire team available. I have my own team members, Dr. Chandrasekhar, my own student from Jain College. Last 15 years, he has been a transformative person, and he has transformed the lives of thousands and millions of people. And that has been my journey with these youngsters, why I believe in younger generation. Dr. Chandrasekhar is here, and Lakshmi Rao, madam, also is here. She is another good human being who has trained very well and worked very hard in life. And she'll also be talking to all of you. I have Veena, my own student, who passed out, and she was the most beautiful woman on the planet in those days. And in my season, I could see her growing very well with 80%, 90% marks. And today, she's running 3 kindergartens in a finest school. Edupreneur, social edupreneur. And single handedly, she has built 4 schools without any capital, with only mind and ideas and knowledge. I see many more faculty members from all reputed schools who have joined this session. And I'm sure this festival uh, initiated by Crimson will definitely be enlightening for all of you. And by sharing, by understanding, knowledge, caring, it will only benefit the pupils, it will only benefit the students in your ambit, and where you are going to be adding a lot of value to them through the knowledge sharing experiences which is going to happen in this learning festival. So welcome once again, very one and all of you. I have been asked to give a few thoughts. So I will be informal in my approach because I don't believe in all the methodologies. I believe in the human methodology, which is it is in your hands. You are the people who can shape even on a rough diamond into a diamond. I don't want to get into the examples. I wanted to tell you all that as teachers, you are not only teachers, you are mentors, your guide, your philosopher, you're a friend, you're a parent, you're a mother, and a well-wisher and an enabler, as a catalyst. So today's world is about shaping the minds. It is not in the classroom. Till last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, my personal experience in education has been, thanks to the new educational policy which has finally happened, which I was dreaming this 25 years before, but it has happened today. And in fact, you're all in the right situation now to take the advantage of it, optimize it, and build your leadership thoughts, build your career. Because for me, every teacher is a leader. For me, every teacher is a mentor. For me, every teacher is a guide. For me, every teacher is because I have more than 10,000 teachers in my group. So I know I've grown with them, and I myself am a teacher. When I go to the classroom, I take 3 hours to prepare for a class and then go and talk to students, because today youngsters are very grown up, very intelligent. Though by age they may be young, but they think 10 years, 20 years ahead of time. So you are in an exciting times. You are in the fourth wave economy. I talk about extrasensory perception, intuitive age, which is full of innovation, full of life, full of vibrancy, and full of energy. And you are surrounded by complete 360 degrees energy around you. The vibration is so powerful that it is up to us how to make things happen in life. So I welcome all of you for this learning festival. So let me start with one small example. In those days, 15 years before, I read a story about a dusted guitar which was kept in a cupboard for 10, 15 years. And an auction had to take place to sell all the old music equipments of the school. So auctioneer comes or takes out all the equipments, and guitar also was there. And the auctioneer wanted to sell this guitar, and this guitar was so dusty, and it was 10 years old. The strings were not properly connected, and and it had to get auctioned. So it so happened that over a period of time, in next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, when the time for the auction of the guitar time came, uh, maximum it would have fetched 50 rupees, not more than 50 rupees. So the auctioneer said, okay, 50 rupees guitar, I want to sell this guitar to whoever wants to be the buyer in this hall. And then somebody raised their hands and said, okay, 100 rupees. And finally 200 rupees once, 200 rupees twice. And one of the teacher from the audience just stood up, like Dr. Lakshmi Rao, went up to the guitar and asked that auctioneer, I'll pick up this guitar, so please let me clean it, let me string it, tie the strings properly, and I would like to keep it in a proper place. So allow me to 2 minutes before you close the deal. And Dr. Lakshmi Rao took the guitar, tightened the strings, dusted the guitar with her cloth she had, and she could play that music to the entire audience. And it was like a music to the whole audience. And this guitar became extraordinary for that moment. The music, what she played to the audience, they were totally enthralled. And finally, she gave the guitar to the auctioneer and said, my dear sir, now you can auction the guitar. And then the auctioneer started at 200 rupees, then 300 rupees, and finally Veena took that guitar at 5,000 rupees. So what made the guitar so special? It was lying in the cupboard for 10 years. It was supposed to be auctioned. 200 rupees was the price. And suddenly, why the price became 5,000 rupees? And 5,000 rupees going once, going twice, and going thrice. Veena took up that guitar at 5,000 rupees. And the answer was very simple. Dr. Lakshmi Rao gave a loving and gentle touch to the guitar. It cleaned it. It brought it to the shape, kept it properly. The rod guitar became a powerful guitar which could play a beautiful tunes out of it. And that is how the child, the younger generations are like that guitar. Though they are rusted, it is up to you to clean it. It is like a raw diamond, and the diamond has to be shaped. And you are the goldsmith. You are the creator. You have to carve that raw diamond into a pure diamond. What you see in the diamond jewelry store. So it is the power of your loving and gentle touch. That one philosophy, if we keep in life, the loving and gentle touch, you already would have won 50% of the affection of the child. And even the most difficult subject also, when you touch the child with a loving and gentle touch. So that is the first philosophy which I have understood in my young age when I started 30 years before a college of 36 students. In 1990, I started with 30 students just to understand the education system, what is in the country. And believe me, in these 36 students, only 2 students passed and 34 students failed. And that is where my inquiry started, that why students are failing. Is it because in the classroom the teacher is not able to teach properly, or is it a dull subject, or is it they are bored, or they are not interested? And that curiosity in the first batch, when 34 students failed in 1990, when I started college, only 2 girls passed. One was Uma and one was Anjali. And both of them are very successful in life. And one is the finest entrepreneur, the best coder on the planet, Uma. And these 34 students, I sat with them. What was the reason of their failure? They only told me 2 things. One is the teacher scolds me in the class in front of everybody. They humiliate us. They tell us you are donkey, you are monkey, you are fit for nothing, you are not attentive. In that only they lose the entire interest in the subjects. So those 34 students, I scripted the entire story of these 34 students. Half of them did not even complete their degree education. But all these 34 youngsters are super successful in life. More than the people would have completed with gold medals, or they would have gone to IIT. And they have given jobs to thousands of people and they built a nation. So it was the loving and gentle touch, that model I understood. When was empathetic towards them, I sat with them and asked them. I called all my 8 teachers that why don't we change the entire atmosphere? But that was a difficult time for me. But then the next batch, I ensured that 100% passes were there in the college education. Then I went to the school education. I have more than 35,000 students in school sector, 55,000 students in higher education sector. 90,000 students are with Jain Group today. From those 33 students, I have seen to it that every child, with the support of the teacher, gets that recognition, gets that benefit of understanding, analytical approach, innovative, as a well-wisher, as a catalyst and enabler. And today, I think Jain, what has done in 30 years, maybe it would have taken 300 years for other institutions to reach that level. I think Dr. Chandrasekhar, Dr. Lakshmi Rao have a lot of experience. In our own small school in Hyderabad, in Kondapur, which is hardly 500 student school in a rental building, Dr. Chandrasekhar and Lakshmi Rao transformed each and every student out of that school as a diamond. Not only because of the pedagogy, but also extension activities, and making them feel that they are the future nation builders and they are the leaders. So, my dear friends, just to start with, I will just say that all of you are potentially divine. All of you are capable. Please try to understand the younger generation today, because in this technology age, today's child of first standard or UKG child thinks like 15-year-old. Second standard and a fifth standard grade child thinks like a 20-year-old. 7th standard, 8th standard grade child thinks like an adult of 40, 45 years. So if you are connecting with them as a friend and as a thought processes where you try to ignite that process to subconscious level, there is something called conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind. So can you do a surgery without, can you lay a thought into their mind without surgery? So that is the power of subconscious mind. If you have not read a book, Dr. Joseph Murphy, you can please note down the name of that book, Dr. Joseph Murphy. It says the infinite riches are all around you. If you open your mental eyes and behold the treasure house of infinity within you, There is a gold mine within you from which you can extract everything. You want to live life happily, peacefully, gloriously, abundantly, and richly. But most of them don't even realize the powerhouse of their talent, that infinite riches what they have got. So the mind is infinite. It is up to us how we try to make that class, 30 minutes of classroom, vibrant, energetic, and glowing, and that is in the hands of the teacher. So that first rule, if a teacher can smile 365 times a day. I always believed in my schools where teachers come with a lot of pressure in the mind because it is a heterogeneous crowd in the classroom. And you have all technical subjects, you have experiential learning, you have international dimension in learning, people talking on making interactive digital classroom dynamics. All the expert speakers are going to talk to all of you. Teachers as designers, design thinking. So design thinking comes from the mind. What is innovation? It is our thoughts that's an innovation. So there is in half an hour to compress all the points. It is not possible. I require one day even to explain through basic formats of it, that how we can make things happen in life. So there are various making social science relevant, differentiation in assessment. You have so many chapters, but I understood only 2 3 things, that if a child and a teacher can connect together, you can make things happen. So I'll give you 2 simple examples before I come with some technical aspects of 2 3 points. I asked Dr. Chandrasekhar yesterday, what would I like, what would I need to talk to the teachers? Can you give me some basic points of classroom methodology or something on those lines? Some 5 6 points he did give me, but if time permits, I'm going to talk on that point. Just to give you 2 small examples, 2 extreme examples I would like to give you all. One was a girl which was 10 to 12-year-old young lady who was begging on the streets. I had an opportunity school next to my international school where I educate children, 2,000 children free of cost with 1 rupee fees. Same quality education what we get in a paid school. That school also gets that same opportunity. And I found this girl begging money on the signals. And I asked that girl, why are you begging? No, I'm very poor girl. I am not able to afford my education. And I have to beg daily 30 40 rupees and take care of my parents. I picked up that girl, took to my school, my opportunity school. I called my teachers. She qualifies to be in 7th standard, but she has not even gone through a basic schooling in her life. She may not even know the basic rhymes also. But I cannot give her into kindergarten. I would like to keep her in 7th standard. Can you all 5 teachers join together after the school hours? Can you sit with her and see that in next 2 years she reaches 8th standard level, and you can go with backward integration, 30 days of orientation from LKG to 6th standard to 7th standard. Can you transform her in 2 years? I just told them 1 or 2 points, that by giving her that confidence that she can do it, by making her feel that yes, you can do it. In 2 years, that girl passed 8th standard with flying colors with 70% marks. She passed her 10th standard with 90% marks. She became a extraordinary athlete in her own games and won the state championship. At the age of 12, she completed 12th. No, by this she completed 11th and 12th education. Afterwards, she completed BBA, and she came up to me and said, "Sir, what would I like to? My career should be that I should become a businesswoman." And my teachers have given me a lot of support, and I have passed with flying colors. Now I would like to achieve something different in life. I want to educate 3,000 girls free of cost, but I don't have any money in my pocket. But my dream is that in 10 years, I'm going to aspire to teach 3,000 girls free education like me, because I don't want anybody girl like me to become a beggar. So how will you make me understand, sir, that I want to adopt 3,000 children, but today I can't even earn. I have a 12th standard pass certificate with me, but I don't have money too, but I have a dream. So she wanted to become an entrepreneur. Then I told her, yes, you can become an entrepreneur. For that, you don't require any money. You only require some ideas and some thoughts. So in my residential school, I gave an opportunity to supply 100 liters of milk per day. She used to travel 12 kilometers early morning, waking up at 4:30, coming and delivering 100 liters of milk with a 50 paisa profit. And the first month she supplied 3,000 liters of milk, and she earned 3,000 rupees with me as 1 rupee as a profit. From that 3,000, she went to other neighboring industries and said that Mr. Jain is taking some milk from me. You can buy vegetables, you can buy grocery. She used to collect from all the places. She used all her knowledge, what she studied in 12th standard in commerce subjects as well as 10th standard, and she applied that business skills. She applied that knowledge, what the teachers trained her. That is where I think the mentorship worked for her. And within 3 years, she makes a business of more than 5 crores a year. And today she has 2 petrol bunks. She has 2 gas agencies. She has given jobs to 1,000 people. She has a team of 1,000 people with her, and her age is 27. Her children, her two children, are doing very good in world karate championship, and she has already bought a land at the age of 27, some 5 acres of land, and she dreams to build a school in 2 years for 3,000. She wants to empower 3,000 girls, free education in next 2-3 years. She's going to adopt them, and she's going to do it. And today she's earning more than 10 crore rupees profit a year. So is it what we are talking? My question here to all of you will be, it is how we are going to bring aspirational thoughts into the minds of the children in the classroom. My point number 2 is, are you going to create aspiration in the students in the classroom? You would like to become a photographer, you would like to become a businessman. Yes, it is possible. So the general knowledge, what happens on the planet, if the dream is planted into their mind through subconscious mind, operation without surgery. So conscious mind, subconscious mind, our subconscious mind works 24 hours a day. If you read the Dr. Joseph Murphy's book, if you give positive affirmation that I am fine, I am healthy, I am good, I am energetic, I am going to do well, I am going to smile in the classroom. So that positive vibes, if you can create that energy in the classroom, your 25 children are going to be like every day you're going to see spark on their face. Now that is the point where can you create an aspiration? I did nothing with that girl. I just went with her, with my teachers. I just motivated my teachers. I inspired them. Yes, you can inspire this girl. And that aspiration was created in her mind. And in 10 years, she achieved that goal. So the power of subconscious mind is that every teacher who is attending this session, more than 384 people, please, mathematics, your chemistry, your physics, your biology, your social sciences, all these things is fine because there is a framework. CBSE has given you a framework, IB has given you a framework, IGCC has given you a framework, and you have the textbooks, you have the study material, you have the hybrid model, you have technology with you. So those things is possible. But how are you going to identify the child's net strength and those two strengths? So for me, the first thing is every teacher, every person on this planet has got two strengths. You have got your two strengths, I have got my two strengths. So can we really create that aspirational thought process in the minds of the students in the classroom, whether it is a kindergarten or whether it is 8th standard, whether it is a higher education. In fact, you are all very lucky that the children are going to stay with you for 10 years. No child is dull. Today's examination system, if you look at the past year, our examination system was just to try to work out 10 years of question paper or maybe try to mug up and write the examination, get marks and forget. It is not about classroom now. The whole model has changed. Your learning is every moment you take him outside the classroom, take him to the market and take him to show him that how the supermarket function and give a project, and that child will do it. And it will connect with economics, it will connect with social science, it will connect with commerce, it will connect with science, biology, it will connect with mathematics, it will connect with geometry, it will connect with algebra. So it is the project-centric learning. If you can create small projects for the children, if a child is given some assignment to go home and see how much of food in a day is wasted, and that waste food can be helping other people, and they will come and say, yes, a little rice was has not gone used in our day, some chapatis were not, and if they go and give to the cow, they'll understand what is an animal, what is the love, and what is the affection. These little small things makes a lot of difference. This is what we do in our schools more than academics, because academics is possible because technology is so enabler now. In every way, 360 degrees, the Alexa or maybe the robots or maybe the artificial intelligence or augmented reality or virtual reality will make it. But you have to develop, create that social skills in the children to respect the parents, to respect the country, to respect the people, to respect the teachers, to be with the friends, group activities, 5 people, and encourage them in extension activities, co-curricular activities. And through that, if you can bring learning, I think it becomes very joyful, madam. So your attention span of the student is not more than 10 minutes in a classroom, and this is my personal experience. 40 minutes of period is too long for them. You cannot hold the mind beyond 10 minutes. So when you have a student of 30, 40 students in a classroom, you have to impact the child. So every child has their own pace of learning. So a time has come where we try to understand and analyze them. So your psychology, your role play theory becomes very important to the child, and what words and what statements you give to the child. So the first thing I tell all the teachers, create that aspiration, do that loving and gentle touch, and create that feeling of the mind that future he can achieve that and through his experiential learning. So it should be experiential learning. You have to expose them to conditions, and it has to be explorative methods. These three E's are very going to be important: experience, explorative, and exposing them to the conditions. It can be through projects, it can be through interaction, it can be through teams, it can be through sports curriculum, it can be through anything. It is all-round knowledge of social skills if they can develop that etiquette, and that the teacher has to do it. My advice to every teacher here will be to first complete an MA in psychology course. You have to be an all-rounder. You have to be a communicator. You have to smile. You have to, and we have lost smile in our lifetime. When you were baby, you were smiling 365 times a day. My granddaughter, I used to read in the books. Why people now we frown. We complain NEP. We talk about CBSE. We talk about the director of CBSE. We talk about Lakshmi Rao. What does she think of herself? She is the director. She is going to know punch me, and now I'll see you. Will come outside. I will tell you what. So power, is it ego? Nothing like that. We are human beings. I am here surrounded by 90,000 students. Believe me, I know the names of 20,000 students. Chandrasekhar, I used to call him by name. That's why today he is an all-rounder. He is an extraordinary transformative trainer. That is how it is. Vishal, I met him more than Vishal Goyal when he came to buy one school, and now today he is the creator of impact of economic capitalism, and he's created entrepreneurs. He has created sowed the seeds in the minds of people. And today Francis, Farzana madam, and some Hussein, Kadri, and all people, 100 people have come together and said, let us try to transform the education. Bill Gates, and that smile. So when I went and saw my grandchild, whole day Sunday I was 385 times she smiled. So first of all, you all have lost smile in your lifetime. So first thing you do in life daily when you go to the school till the end in the evening, smile 365 times a day. You will be also like a child with the fifth standard. Otherwise, biologically we are grown, we have a personality, we have good height, we look like Mount Everest, and we think that we are the most knowledgeable people on the planet, and we try to tell the student, you shut up, you don't understand, and you already demolish that mind of that person, and you expect the child, because the parents harass you, the principal will harass you, the students will harass you, so you get harassed. Not required, you just smile at them. If you start smiling, everything becomes very easy in the classroom. And I have never seen in 27 years when a teacher told me that it's not easy, sir, to talk about English and literature. I studied literature in just 27 days. I didn't even go through the actual MA literature education, but personally I read this book. I went and taught Julius Caesar in the classroom. I went and taught Shakespeare in just 27 days. I got 10 out of 10 rating. Even today, if there are 5,000 students in my classroom, or 500 or 10,000 or 500 or 50, pin drop silence, I interact with them. My session goes on without any disturbance. In 30 years, I have not seen any child to be very arrogant or hyperactive. Hyperactive is their high energy level. And those who are the last benchers, they succeed in life also. So there's nothing like marks. In CBSE, there is a model. I think Ashokji Pandeyji will agree with me that 22 marks you get, they moderate and make it 35%. In practicals, 20% they will give 16 and 17. So sometimes like that Amitabh Bachchan, that Kaun Banega Crorepati, 4 questions and quizzing, in that some 4 marks. So by fluke also, so anybody will pass 100% results. I don't believe in that. I believe in what you make an impact in the minds of the child. That's more important for me. That girl who sold milk, I just only patted her back and said, you can do it. Nothing more, I told her. And you can do it. And today, at the age of 27, she has employed 1,000 people. She's talking about 10 crores profit a year. And she's talking about continuing education. She's completed BBA. She's doing her PhD also now and doing business also. So every person can have a role to play in life. So if you can play the roles in the classroom according to the person, 90% of your activities, I will 100% assure you that these children, physics or mathematics or chemistry or biology, the basic foundation, if you make it strong, they'll come out with better ideas for it. So can you create that? Again, I repeat, loving and gentle touch, that aspirational and that feeling of oneness and that bonding. These are the 3-4 important points which I have understood. And even today, I meet all the children, I talk to the students. Even today, I spoke to 5 students. So I just myself, even at the age of 60, I feel young and energetic being with a child, because I have learned to smile 365 times a day. Maybe now I cannot smile because I am talking to all of you. But Vishal Goyal is smiling. At least 7 times I made him smile. By the time Ashok Pandeyji has already smiled 10 times in last 10 minutes. Praveen Sharma is smiling. Veena has already smiled. Mahendra Ganji is smiling. Chandrasekhar, he is a serious person. Today, I have seen him smiling again. Lakshmi Rao has completely finished 35 times smiling now. The day you complete 365 times smile, you will be part of the text and your mind becomes 5G technology and you have that general knowledge and you go into the classroom. You are like a leader, you are like a God, you are like a friend, you are like a philosopher. Don't try to be like a teacher and don't try to be like a helicopter teacher. In our psychology language, we call that we are helicopter teacher, always sitting on your head. You didn't do the homework. If the child fails in the classroom, you smile at that child. Yes, you would have failed in two subjects, but you have scored in other two subjects more better mark. So at least you have improved a lot. Even that loving and gentle touch, it makes a magic. Only one word, loving and gentle touch. I have done this magic for 40,000 students in my lifetime. I have 40,000 case studies with me. I can go on and on. But one more classic case I will give you, which will give you the idea about methodology, how it works. This girl was from a very rich family. This was an extreme poor family. Her mother comes all the way from Bombay and fights with my principal and with me also. My child is not studying in mathematics. He is failing in 9th standard. 8th standard also she did not get good mark. I am going to sue that school. I am going to take you to the court. I am going to go to the press. I am going to complain to the and you have charged me 5 lakh rupees fees, but you are not giving the service. Your teachers are good for nothing. And my child was very good in mathematics, but coming to the school, she has failed. Now imagine the state of the mind of the mother and father. I sat with that mother. I counseled her, madam, please leave it. She may not be interested in mathematics, but she'll do good in social sciences. So I can put her in NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, and she may be gifted because you're from a business background. Anyhow, she's going to become a business leader. So why are you so emphasis? No, I was getting 100% marks. How can my daughter get 30% marks? So my mother is getting 100% marks, so child should get. Then I told this young lady, madam, you are educated illiterate. Now, this word, it again, imagine what would have erupted in her mind, and she started becoming more upset and angry with me. Yes, you are an educated illiterate. Your husband has pampered you. Your mother has pampered you. Your father-in-law has pampered you. Your father has pampered you. So you have gone unnoticed in life. This girl has different talents. Why are you forcing her to do mathematics? From young age, you have been forcing her to study mathematics. Mathematics. That's why she has become immune to it. She has become immunity has developed in her, so she's lost interest in mathematics. I just kept quiet. I convinced the mother, please allow her to be with me for 1 year. I take the assurance that she will get 80% mark. No, you are not going to teach mathematics, Mr. Jain. I said, I know, I will not teach mathematics, but my teachers will take care of her. So don't worry about it. Then she left, and within 3 days, I called that young lady and told her, why are you unnecessarily fighting with your mother? No, sir, I wanted she keeps on abusing me, so I don't want to study mathematics. So I am not going to study mathematics at all. Okay, fine, don't study mathematics. And she decided not to study mathematics. I just gave her one technique. Okay, in holidays when you go, I'll give you chairman's assignment. My assignments are very famous with the children. Whenever in the holidays, vacation time, Mr. Jain will come and give assignment. I don't tell them to call me a sir or what it is. Including you teachers should call, if it is Fatima, oh, please call me Madam Fatima. Why should we call Madam and all? Okay, Mr. Uh, Miss Fatima. Nothing wrong in calling by names, but we tell them, no, you call sir, good evening, madam, good afternoon, madam. Not required. They all call me, my kindergarten children call me Mr. Jain. I may be the chairman of the group. Chair is not there, man is standing in front of you. So it is all created by the British philosophy. SI or sir means slave I remain. So we are not slaves. We are empowered individual human beings. SIR means slave I remain. So in this British culture, good afternoon, principal madam, good afternoon, madam, good afternoon, sir. And we 50 times you want to people to tell you good afternoon. In that only you lose 50 minutes of time in a day. If you lose 5 minutes in a day, we lose 36 hours a year. So let us not get into those formalities. So that young girl, I told her, when you are going to home, go to your industry and see how many distributors you have got, how many sales you are doing, you are manufacturing pipes. So what are the accounts? You please get me some.
Hussein?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Finally, that girl scored 90% marks, passed the bar, and 11th and 12th, I told her to study IB in Bombay. Today, that young girl is just 26-year-old and she's managing 3,000 employees, where a father had only 150 employees. So it is the
I think there is some internet.
There's some
because
network issue.
take them to the supermarket, take them to the banks, take them to the science museums, take them to the garden, take them to the fields and show them the grass, how it grows and what are the kinds of trees, and they are going to remember everything. Everything. Google gives all the answers. Google is the biggest classroom on the planet. Khan Academy has given every answer to the question. Byju's has given every answer. So your job is to be a psychologist, be a leader, thinker, supporter, creating aspiration into the minds of the student. I have done this for 30 years. I have done this for 30 years, and then I'm talking to all of you. I don't want to talk all those big, big words and all those hybrid learning technology. Now there is going to be lens in the eyes, and you can immediately, the examination is not required, internet will open and they'll write the examination. So examination model is going to go away now. It is going to be applied learning. It is going to be real life skills learning. It is knowledge on wheels. You may have to send them on the wheels outside to see the entire land or see the businesses, and there from there they will learn chemistry, they will learn biology. So you are not manufacturing students. Keep that in mind. You are not manufacturing the same line of students. Some chemistry will be taught same to everybody, but everybody sees chemistry in different language. You can tell that child to take that waste material. You can tell that child to chemical action. You can create a soap. You can create a detergent. You can create a skincare product. You can create masalas, and you go and talk. You measure 100 grams. Many of the students, believe me, they don't even know what is a weight, and 50% of the students in good quality schools, they are not able to tell what is 2.5 kgs. How do I measure that instrument? How do I? They're not there. So basics we are not able to teach them, and we are talking about big, big things. If the foundation is not good, if that aspiration and if that child is not respected, and if you don't smile at that child, where is that child is going to get that ability to even grasp the model? So if there is no co-curricular activities, not team building activities, in the sports they fail many times, then they succeed. I have created an integrated model in my GGI group where every student is allowed to play 2 hours of sports, 1 hour of extension activities, and more than 10 competitions a year. Compulsorily, they have to go out and win and come. That is how they learn the team building, interpersonal skills, team skills. They learn all these methodologies so well, and finally, that mathematics and chemistry become very easy for them. So I had a lot of examples and a lot of things to share with you all, but then the time is being given to me only 30 minutes. I already completed 27 minutes and I've just warmed up still. I've not even made a beginning to all of you. I've not even started still. It is like a steam engine. But if I start talking now, I can go on for 6 hours, and maybe till 10 o'clock also you'll be able to listen to me, or maybe till the morning 6 o'clock also I can keep you engaged. That I can assure you. But then Hussein is already smiled 4 times with me. No, sir, in 7 minutes you have to complete. Francis, sir, no, you cannot break the rule. It is already 27 minutes, so 3 minutes you have to conclude your talk. So already Francis has given me signal. Just to conclude that all your concepts are with you. It is about the technicalities and about the concepts and ideas. It is available in abundance. The frameworks are available, the ideas are available. All your specialist is going to talk about. Maybe Chandrasekhar told me, okay, building knowledge base, observing models and examples, various models like flipped classrooms. All these big, big words will come in your talk. So I don't want to get into all this changing your practice or gaining and sharing expertise. All these things I can talk for ton. Chandrasekhar will talk. He's a technical man. Lakshmi Rao will talk. He's a technical man. I can also talk all this, but when they are going to talk, why should I talk? Let me talk to you. How are you going to be energetic? How are you going to keep yourself vibrant? How are you going to aspire yourself to become a principal? How are you going to aspire to become a knowledgeable person? How are you going to aspire to write some books? How are you going to write some theorems and the whole world learns from you? So I want each and every teacher to get into that level of excellence in your subject, become expert in whatever you are good at it. Go deep down. And two things I will advise you: complete MA psychology in your lifetime, do your PhD, and also do your research. And in your subject, you should become number one. And the more you go deep into it, you'll become metaphysical, you'll become philosophical, you will have all-round knowledge. Though you're good at that subject, But then general knowledge of 1 hour, if you can allow yourself in a day, what is happening, current events in the world, and that will aspire the student. So creating the dream, creating the vision, creating the plan, that should be your NEP, that should be your NEP guideline, and you can do that. And that has been my personal conviction, that has been my personal confidence, which these things can happen. So don't underestimate yourself. Just because you're a teacher in a school, there is a principal, there is a head of the department, there is a management. End of the day, I'm only going to get 25,000 rupees salary or 60,000 rupees salary. Don't get into all those things. It is not about money. Money is a byproduct. You can create, author your own books. You can author your own ideas. There are so many thoughts available on the planet. And I want each and every teacher to write down your 5 years goal. And after 5 years, I am going to be owner of my school. Veena, without money, in 5 lakh rupees, she started a school, Veena. And today she has a 5 crores profit. And she's agreed to start 5 more schools. I told her this 5 crores profit, put it on charity and adopt another 500 children and create better teachers out of them. So please, only these 3 points you follow. Create that aspiration for yourself. Create that aspirations in the minds of the children. Only in these 2 words, if I can complete 30 minutes of talk. Imagine if I take a 1111 theme, I can complete all these experiential learning, international dimension. I myself can conduct this workshop for all of you. Then where will Dr. Lakshmi go? Where will Seema Sheikh go? Where will Wilbrod George go? Where will Dr. Francis will go? Where will Dr. Sarup Sampath will go? Where will Farzana Dodwala madam will go? If I talk all these topics, I can talk all these topics and give you all the techniques and ideas how to do it and still make things happen out of the box. I can give you all those ideas. I invite all the 372 teachers, those who are present here, please write down your aspirational goals in 3 years. If you want to start a kindergarten, if you want to start a school, I will help you to start a school. I'll help you to start a kindergarten. And Vishal Goyal is there. Kenraj is here. Every one of you can become an entrepreneur. And you have 1,000 students in your school and you set your standards. What will be my standards of school? How will I create my social skills from my students? Fatima Khader also can start a school. Veena, when Veena started, I think, Francis, you should allow Veena to talk in the end after you complete the 12-day festival.
Sure, sure.
You should ask her
The
to
story.
talk about money. She started schools. And I'll give all the techniques how to start. We are trying to create a million teachers. We want to. I'll give you one more point. Every one of you can earn 1 lakh rupees a year sitting at home. Now you are teaching biology. You have biology teachers in your classes. You may teach social science, but you have a biology teacher, you have a chemistry teacher. I'll give you 2 examples. In your house, in 50 square feet, aquaponics, aquaculture. I'm talking about aquaponics, aquaculture. And you can grow lady finger and you can grow beetroot in your house without manure and with the ornamental fishes in a house, ornamental fishes, not edible fishes. And through that excretia, you can create 50,000 worth of lady fingers and give it to the supermarket, Jio or Reliance Smart, and make 1 lakh rupees profit a year. You already become an entrepreneur. So still you need not sacrifice going to the school. You can build your academic knowledge and still try to earn 1 lakh rupees a year from home. I can give you that know-how to all of you. I have got some palletization techniques. 6 rupees you can create gas, the alternative gas, where you call alternative energy. You only 6 rupees I have created to more than 5,000 households of women, especially women teachers. Women teachers, we are asking them to become entrepreneurs at home and at the same time understand that knowledge and teach in the classroom. We have started sports schools. We are starting 100 sports schools next year. But in short, I want to tell you all that all of you are entrepreneurs, all of you are edupreneurs, all of you are social edupreneurs, but you should add impact to the world. So please complete MA Psychology. You can join Jain University online. They are going to give you 50% discount for those teachers who are interested. We will give you scholarship. Complete MA Psychology with us and do your PhD in your lifetime. And in your subject, you should become a master. And the cases what I'm seeing in this is not more than 30, 35 years or 25 years. All of you are below 45 years. And you're all going to live for 120 years. So imagine for 120 years, what capacity building you can create, what competencies you can create. The sky is the limit. So I will conclude with just 10 points, which may be, if this is recorded, maybe it may help you out. Every human being on this planet use only 1/10 of their mind in their original thought and work. If you try to harness your potential, you will be amazed at your results. So you are an extremely talented person. I am also talented. Mona Mehdi also is talented. Ishwari K also is talented. Narsi Goju Vishnu Murthy also is talented. Priyadarshini also is talented. Srinivas Korupulla also is talented. Lalita also is talented. So I use only 1/10 of my mind. So please try to, you have 60 trillion cells in your body. 60 trillion cells, and each cell can create one encyclopedia. In my brain, I have got 100 billion neuro cells. 20 encyclopedias in his life. You are like Harry Potter, bestseller on the planet. She has got $2 billion bank balance, and Harry Potter is waste of time. But since she has made $2 billion, so you are a knowledgeable people in your subject. Imagine the impact you can create in the people. You can do wonders. So I use only 1/10 of my mind. Number two, if you persevere hard and push on and hang on long enough, you wear down the opposition. So the opposition is you. No, 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 no. I don't want to do it. My job is only 10 to 4. I finished my classes, 6 class. I finished my 32 periods. I completed my co-curriculum. I filled up my books and I go home. That is a formality. That is a mechanical process. Then you'll get bored of yourself. So try to be innovative always. In that only you try to see new things. Even rhymes you can create some new jingles and try to become a best jingle and still get a prize out of it. So it is number two, persevere, push on and hang on long enough. You will wear down the opposition. Number three, if you have dreams, aspire for the dreams. And they're very far, they're not very far, they're very near to you. So come out with the dream ideas, which can be a dream situation. It can scale all over the world. Number four, if you come out with ideas in the classroom, you can come out with 2 ideas daily. 40 students, 40 ideas. In 1 year, you're going to get 1,200 ideas. Out of the 2 ideas click, I think it will benefit the school or maybe the society. So come out with ideas which fulfills the needs of the society. The more you do good to the others, you will end up doing good to yourself. So more the people gain, you automatically stand to gain. So that is the fourth one is idea. Number five, you cannot alone accomplish by yourself. So try to take the help of others. So you understand the power of networking. Number five. And these are the 10 sentences which took 40 years for me to research and come out with this compilation of these 10 sentences, which can make you Lord Krishna, which can make you Lord Jesus Christ. You can reach self-actualization of Maslow's theory, and you still become a Nobel soul in life. You can get a Nobel Prize also. You have to follow these only 10 logical sequences. Number six, if you want to achieve success, it requires considerable effort. So remain focused in life. Number seven, conduct your affairs as if you expect tomorrow to be your last day. Start your life neat, clean, and uncluttered the next day. So your self-management skills are very important. 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for your personal life, 8 hours for your professional life. Now that 8 hours is a catch here. You have got 8,760 hours in a year. That's all. And many of you, I can assure you, you would have not calculated till today that you have got 8,760 hours a year. 24 hours a day, 1,440 minutes a day. So that 8,760 hours, 8 hours, 1/3 sleep. All of you, I advise you sleep for 8 hours a day. Come what may, you should not sleep for 7 hours 30. Sleep for 8 hours. There's nothing, whole world is not going to fall on you. It is the planning which is more important. 8 hours keep for your personal life. What for your food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, health, hygiene, traveling, everything. But 8 hours you have got in a day into 365 days is equal to 2,920 hours. And that 2,920 hours, even 900 hours if you use for your puja, festivals, friends, social media, technology, whatever it is. But still you have got 2,000 hours with you. 1,000 hours of teaching in the school and 1,000 hours of your research. In 10 years, if you complete 10,000 hours of research, you become a genius. Malcolm Gladwell says that you complete 10,000 hours of vertical in any subject, you become a genius. Complete 20,000 hours, you become a Magsaysay award. Complete 30,000 hours of research, and you're a Nobel Prize winner. So we have Nobel Prize people sitting here, only 372 people in front of me. So if you want to achieve Nobel Prize in your lifetime, Nobel Prize is you become humble, you become wise, you become intelligent, you contribute to the world. It is the 370 people. When Swami Vivekananda said, give me 300 people, I'll change the whole world. So there are already 370 people are here who can impact the world, who can impact the society. So number seven, self-management is very important. Number eight, please don't complicate things. We complicate too many things in our life. Okay, Lakshmi Rao has complicated me by confusing me by this teaching some subjects she's taught on assessments and all. She's come out with this assessment. How can I do it? My principal has told me to do like that. Who's Lakshmi Rao to tell me like that? So it is we complicate things. Don't complicate it. Whatever is possible, take home certain points. Something out of 10 points to 10 will be repetitive, but at least one will help you out. Keep that one point in the mind. Learn from everybody. Alone you cannot accomplish by life. You need to help of everybody. So that's very important. So you try to not to complicate things in life. Then number nine, keep it simple. If we complicate things, then we cannot keep it simple. If you are simple, then you feel very good about your. And the last word is you automatically succeed in life. So there are only 10 words on this planet. If you want to attain nirvana, if you want to become Chanakya, or if you want to become Lord Krishna, or if you want to become Prophet Muhammad, or if you want to become Jesus Christ, or if you want to become Muhammad Yunus, or if you want to become anything, it is I am talented. I shall not give up. I shall dream. I'll come out with ideas. I understand the power of networking. I'll remain focused. I'll understand my self-discipline, self-management. 8 hours sleep, 8 hours professional life. Out of that, half will be for my school life and half will be for my research to reach the 10,000 hours of Malcolm Gladwell theory. And I will not complicate number 8. Number 9, I'll keep it simple. Number 10, I'm successful. So 10 words is enough. This is the Bible. This is the Vedanta. This is the Upanishad. This is Bhagavad Gita. This is Hari Katha. This is everything. 10 words is enough for you to achieve excellence in life. So this was my 45 years of research. I came out with these 10 words and those 10 sentences. Maybe it is recorded. You please write down the statements, whatever I told, and put it in your bedroom. Those 10 words and the 10 sentences which I told you, that I am talented, I will not give up, I shall dream, I'll come out with ideas, power of networking, I'll remain focused, I'll not, I'll be self-disciplined, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, I'll not complicate, I'll keep it simple, and I'm successful. These are the only 10 words you require, my dear teachers, to become a super successful in life. You'll remain young, you'll remain energetic, you'll never grow old, wrinkles on the faces, your hairstyle will be good, your personality will be good, you will have that aura, you will smile like Ashok Pandey, you will be handsome like Ashok Pandey, you will be young like Hussein Dodwala, you will be energetic like Farzana madam, and Francis also started smiling. He's completed 44 times in last 40 minutes. So 365 days you smile. Aspiration is very important. Loving and gentle touch is very important. Mathematics, physics, and chemistry will happen. Children will learn, but 80% of the battle you have won in life, if you are able to inspire yourself and share your feelings of vibration, positive vibes. In psychology language, it is called positive vibes. It is called eustress and distress. So in psychology language, is eustress, positive stress is very important. So 8 hours, if you divide your life with sleep and your personal life in 8 hours, you will remain always energetic. Even Priyadarshini will never grow old. Even Nursing Goju will also not grow old. And up to 120 years, like Japanese Eki guys, you can live without wrinkles on the face. And you can impact this planet. You can impact the entire 24 crore children of India who are studying in government schools or across the planet. There are more than 100 crore children studying. And one teacher can make a difference to these 100 crore children. So you should come in next 5 years. I want all the 358 participants to enter into the website and tell them that Fatima is capable of teaching that subject. Fatima is capable of this, and you all have to attend my classes. And even if you charge 1 paisa from everyone, if you get 1 lakh student, you have got 1 lakh, you have got 10,000 rupees per day only by teaching the new methodology or the new ideas to the students of the world. So you are a teacher not only for your students, you are a teacher for the whole world. You are a teacher for yourself. You are a guide for yourself. So complete your MA psychology, complete your PhD, complete in Jain University. I invite all of you to apply for PhD. Chandrasekhar, you can follow up with them. Lakshmi Rao, Francis, you can follow up with them and enroll them. I will ensure that these teachers, through I have some my own modules which I'm going to share with you all in my talks. And that if you get there, I challenge you, I assure you that you'll never feel dull in your life. You'll never, and every one of you, please walk 5,000 steps a day. And if you walk 5,000 steps a day, you are going to keep everything, your cholesterol, your triglycerides, and all your BP, sugar, and your kidney, and your liver. Everything is perfect. It is all, we don't try to give. In the pandemic days, many teachers are put on weight. I don't know why the problem with these teachers, why they put on weight. So I can understand 5,000 steps walk. If you want to walk 5,000 steps, it's not possible. Immediately do 50 steps and come back. Do it 20 times in a day. You know, you are not utilizing your time fully properly. Half an hour goes away in WhatsApp, half an hour goes away in SMS, half an hour goes away in Google, all stupid messages. And every one of you are not. Take a time management session. I can make you all understand every split second how we can utilize. I travel 300 kilometers daily. I give 5 talks. I attended 500 WhatsApp. I watched 10 movies, stupid movies in 10 minutes. I complete Netflix. I watch 10 serials. And I also do my reading. I do my exercise. And still I sleep. At the same time, 6 hours still free in my life. And I have all the time in the world to attend anything. After this, I have got a Harvard conference, which I am going to be preparing for that. And addressing professors on entrepreneurship. So I'll be talking. I have 3 more talks today. I'm going to travel 150 kilometers. I'll do my gym also, and I'm still energetic. So all of you will have the energy. All of you will not give up. Remember those 10 words. I'm talented. I will not give up. I shall dream, idea, networking, focus, self-management, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, not complicate things, keep it simple. I am successful. All my children are potentially divine and they are going to make things happen. And we as teachers and enablers will make things happen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for patient listening. And I have overshooted my time by almost 1 hour. I finished. I'm sorry, but I had to conclude now. And I'm yet to make a beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Thank you so much, sir. It was really, inspiring to listen to you. And, I just go back to, what we are sharing. Before we move on, sir, and before we bid you adieu, we have also Dr. Ashok Pandey, and we had a nice fun banter between the two of you all before the session. So
Ashok
now Ashok
Pandey ji,
Pandey, sir.
I don't know how you will, Ashok Pandey ji, I don't know how you will talk because after this speed, oh my God. Please, Ashok Pandey ji.
Francis, you have committed 2 sins today. One is that you gave very little time to Dr. Chenras to speak. And second sin is, now that I am in awe and I'm in trance and I'm intoxicated and you are asking me to speak. How can you manage to commit 2 sins at the same time? So let me gather my breath and my senses. And Dr. Chenras, my heartiest congratulations for your energy, for the way you have weaved around everything. In Hindi, there is a proverb called Gagar mein Sagar. Its English translation is very poor, I tell you, saying many things in few words, but it does not describe Gagar mein Sagar. So that is what you did today. And while I was listening to you, Dr. Chenras, I was reminded of a story which I heard some time ago.
Yes, sir.
And permit me to narrate that story very quickly.
Yes, sir.
The story is about 2 famous politicians of the United Kingdom, Disraeli and Gladstone. And
Yes,
both of them were prime ministers, prime ministerial candidates, and both of them were intense rivals to each other. And the example of their rivalry is that Disraeli told about Gladstone once that if Gladstone gets into a river, it is a misfortune. And if somebody brings him out, it is a calamity. So that was the difference between misfortune and calamity for Disraeli. However, both of them were very successful. And both of them were extraordinary people, and people wanted to know what is the difference between the two. But there was a very subtle difference between the two, and a very wise lady brought out that difference. And she said that I will tell you the difference. The difference is, if you sit for dinner next to Gladstone, and if you come out of the dinner, you will have the feeling that Gladstone is the greatest person on the earth. But if you go to Disraeli and have the same dinner experience and come out, you will come out feeling that you are the greatest person. You see, so that is what the charisma is. And the charisma of Disraeli was which stood him out. And I think that is what the charisma of Dr. Chenras is.
Thank
You see? So your charisma has taken this 300, 400 people to a different world, right? And your words of aspiration, creating bonds, love, transforming the children, and sundering the knots that we have within us. And then only we'll be able to smile. Smiling is an effort, right?
Yes, sir.
And to make that effort, we have to cut into pieces many
sir.
knots that we have inside us.
Correct,
And if we do that, we are successful. I think
sir.
that is the defining core message of your talk. And I have just rephrased it. I have just said it in another words. I have repeated it. I have learned it from you. I have nothing more to say or add to that.
Thank you, sir.
My heartiest gratitude and congratulations to you, Dr. Chandras.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Francis and Hussein.
That's why I fully agree with you, Ashok Pandeji. But then in the starting only, before listening to you, I told you that you are a knowledgeable, scholarly, handsome person with all-round legendary knowledge and charisma. And you have shown that with your extraordinary, in a short summing up, suppressing like a Shakespeare, child is the father of the man and giving thousands of meaning. So who's charismatic here? Is it Ashok Pandey? Oh, it is Ashok Pandey who has told the show now. And it is like this, Abraham Lincoln attended only 2 years of church school and he became Abraham Lincoln. So it was that aspiration which has to happen. And I am confident, Pandeyji, after you concluding the essence of it, I'm sure both of us as Jugalbandis have created an impact on all the 355 people. You did it in 5 minutes, I did it in 1 hour. So that means you're genius there. You're a genius there. So all the 355 people, please write down their names and contacts. We will send an email to them and invite them. And all the 355 people, Lakshmi Rao and Chandrasekhar, we should ensure that they become entrepreneurs starting a school in their lifetime. And I can assure them in 5 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so
Dr.
much.
Chandras.
Thank you, Dr. Chandras. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you
Pandey.
very much. Thank you.
I
Thank you
think
so
another
much.
speaker
Thank
is
you.
waiting for you. So
Yes,
we'll
yes,
meet
yes.
some other time.
Yes,
Namaskar.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Namaskar.
My
Bye-bye.
apology to Fatima ji. Yeah, I
Thank you
came
so
in
much.
between. I came in between.
Yeah, namaste.
Thank
namaste.
you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Fatima ji is going to speak now, I think.
So now we bring to you our first workshop for our learning festival. Let me take this opportunity to introduce Ms. Fatima Kadir. Fatima brings with her close to 18 years of experience, specifically in the K-12 educational space, has done a lot of work with children, with teachers and parents in the area of life skill training, personal development, child behavior management. She's specifically renowned for her usage of mindfulness with parents, teachers, and kids as a way to unlock hidden mental patterns and pay attention to one's own spiritual and emotional needs. She currently heads EvolveEd. It's a Bangalore-based training organization that predominantly works in this space of childcare, focusing on healing, restoring and transforming human relationships and mindfulness. So over to you, Ms. Fatima. Looking forward to a very enriching and an insightful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Hussein. Nice to meet you and Ms. Farzana as well. And Mr. Chandras, I think that was just so beautifully put across. And I really like the interplay between Mr. Chandras and Mr. Ashok. And it was just such a beautiful way to begin this learning session for the 12 with so much positive, and the energy is fabulous. So I just have a few questions. Hussein, can teachers use the chat box to write their comments?
Yes,
there?
yes, absolutely, yes.
All right, okay, all right. Okay, so, and one more question to you, Hussein. How much time do I have? I was told I have 1 hour, but now?
Yes, so you can, we can still do a quick, 40 minute session at least. 40
minutes?
Yes.
All right. So now the question now is diverted to all my participants over here. I would like to know what is it that, or how is it that you want the session to be? Do you want the session to be practical, simple, interactive, boring, lecture-based? How do you want the session to be? Let's see.
I'm going to be unmuting everyone so that it becomes a more vibrant.
Make it interactive is a good
suggestion. Interactive.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's very experienced. Fatima has tons of experience the way she's speaking. I think she's a lot of things to share. Interactive, she'll be able to satisfy everybody.
So everyone has got the power to talk. Okay, over to you, Fatima.
We have interactive, we have practical. So I'm just wondering, why is it that nobody picked up playful? Do you want the session to be playful?
Yes.
Somewhere, like, Mr. Chandra said, we forget to bring in that sense of playfulness, especially as adults when we are, whether we are interacting with students or we're interacting with peers, we just taken life so seriously and our job so seriously that it actually backfires sometimes. If you agree, just go to the chat box and write agree. agree. Awesome. So I've got a lot of agreements. All right. So a quick introduction. I know Hussein kind of introduced me, but just a little more information for all of you who may not know me. I have spent about 18 years in the field of educators, and I have studied emotions and behaviors. And I did it with a lot of passion because somewhere the kind of growing up that I've had with my families, nobody told me about emotion. Nobody spoke to me about feelings. I didn't even know what that was. Even though I was given some knowledge in terms of language, I really didn't understand how to process it. And I was living with very unprocessed sort of feelings in my body. And over a period of adulthood, I started a lot of projects. Company was one of them. And I realized that one fine day, I was hit by a storm called anxiety. So I was hit by panic attack. I was hit by anxiety. And at that point of time, my world kind of tore apart. Like my mind, I could see all that concept that I knew that I had come to a time when I didn't know how to apply it. So it was a very, very life transforming sort of experience for me, because that's the time I got to know that I really didn't know a lot of these things. So I've studied emotions, I've studied feelings, I've studied behaviors, especially of children and adults. I've worked with more than 1 lakh students and around 30,000 teachers and parents through my group work, through one-to-one, through sessions, through mentoring. And trust me, my mission right now is to actually create whys. Now, if you want to note this down, go ahead and note this down. There are 3 words I want you to remember. My vision, this is what I want to do, is to actually create wise, daring, and compassionate teachers. And that's what I work for. Yeah. So now to begin with, I know Mr. Chenraj beautifully spoke a lot about time management. He spoke about respect. We spoke about commitment. He spoke about sincerity, transformation, simplicity, dream, ideas, and so many other things. But let me just pick up one concept. I will tell you how much we don't know. So he did mention that we need to somewhere focus on learning about time. And we could come up with 101 strategies of learning about how to manage time. But let me give you something more, a little more deeper insight to time management. Deeper insight. I'll give you like a little perspective change on that. So even though you may have tools like time boxing or breaks, or you have different kind of strategies to manage your time, but you will not be able to manage your time till you understand this concept. Write it down. If you want, write it down. Time management is equal to pain management. Now, what do I mean by that? Every time that you find that you want to manage your time, you go and you pick up the phone. Every time you want to probably hang out with your friends, or you want to spend time with your kids, but there is something that allows you or kind of pulls you away from your work. You call it distraction, you call it moving away from your task, whatever you call it. But there is something that's pulling you away. And if you kind of deconstruct those moments, there will be a lot of unprocessed pain. A lot of time it's loneliness, anxiety, lack of belongingness. There are a couple of these which we are trying to run away. And a lot of times we as adults, because we don't understand these concepts, even though we have a lot of strategies, just like the way we have millions of strategies to lose weight, but we don't do it. Just like that, we have millions of strategies, but what we forget is strategies alone, they don't work. Skills may work, but to a certain limit. Till you include the third aspect, which is my area of work, that is creating states. If you agree, go to the chat box and write, I agree. There is a reason why you want to start work, but you don't finish. There is a reason why you want to smile, but you can't smile. There is a reason why that you want to bond with a few children, but you don't. There's a reason why you want to resolve conflict, and you're trying too hard. You're trying so hard that at the end of the day, you get so tired that you may not want to resolve that conflict anymore or build that relationship with somebody. We are focusing on the wrong doors or limited attention to an aspect which is not going to create that change. What really, my dear friends, that creates the change is the state. Awesome. So I've got a lot of I agree. So on that note, let's begin today's session. So because we're talking about states, I'm not really going to leave you with with content and text which you can write down on the notes and not really make sense of it. I want you to experience it. And more than experience it, I want all of you to make sense of that experience. It's not only, oh, wow, this is how I felt. No, I want you to make sense of that. And that is where the change actually happens. So are you ready for the game? If you're ready, say yes. Go to the chat box and write yes. Come on, come on, come on. Awesome. Okay, so let's start with something a little more light. So we'll start with an appreciation game. All right. So I'm not going to ask you what appreciation. I'm just thinking maybe that you all know. I'm just assuming what appreciation is, something that you all know. So let's start with something very, very simple. So what I'm going to do is through this game, before the game begins, I want you to take one, maybe let's say about 30 seconds of pause. I want you to pause. Okay. I want you to just close your eyes if you want to. If you don't want to, no problem at all. Just lower your gaze and look at a point. I want you to just turn your attention a little inward and just tell me how your body is feeling. Yeah. So either way, your body might be feeling light, or it could be heavy, or it could be tight, or it could be open. So whatever. Or maybe it's just a little movement. You see a lot of restlessness because there's a lot of energy, but whatever, however your body is feeling, just notice. Is that all right? Thumbs up if you are okay with this exercise to begin with. So I can see Dr. Rao has thumbs up, come on, come on. All right, thumbs up. Lalita, Miss Lalita, thumbs up. Carol is giving me a thumbs up. Awesome. So we have a lot of thoughts. 30 seconds. Just sit with yourself and just feel your body. Time starts now. Brilliant. You can open your eyes very slowly. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, just note. Now we'll begin the game. I'm going to do something really silly because we're going to make it playful. So I'm going to make it very silly and childlike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out a few things, and I want you to actually think about the awesomeness about these things. Yeah. So when I say awesomeness, that means what do you find awesome about those things? That's all. It's as simple as that. All right. And when I name these things, I'm not generally asking you to name call out the awesomeness of that thing. I'm calling out the awesomeness about the things that you own. Okay, so let's begin. You'll get an idea. I want you to be very close to the chat box because the more you interact, the better it is for me to deconstruct it. Okay, because I want you to leave you with a better state, a higher state, not from the state that you're in right now. All right, so let's start with what is awesome about your bed. You all have bed, right? You sleep on beds? Yeah? So bed hoga, kahin to sote honge, right? So you're not talking about the awesomeness about the bed. I don't want the practical side. I want you to tell me what you experience. Awesomeness about aapka bed. Comfort, my pillow, relax, comfortable. Me time. Oh yes, me time. Me time, time to relax, enjoy sleeping. Fantastic warmth. You know what's so special, awesome about my bed? It's a kind of a go-to place for me. Like if I'm stressed or I'm happy, I'm joy, I'm excited, I'm angry, that my bed just takes me in a, non-judgmentally. Like it doesn't put any conditions. It's very non-judgmental, very open. It just lets you come in no matter what and however you are. And that is the awesome about my bed. It's also a place where a lot of conflicts get resolved, a lot of hard conversation happens, but yet it just does what it's supposed to do. It recharges you, recharges your body, relaxes, comfort, peace, relax. And it's your bed, right? I mean, if you just try to see if you can shift to somebody else's bed, you're like, no, no, Baba, I want to go to my bed, my pillow, that's where I want. There's something special, you know. And people might say, Arey, yaar, it's the same bed, मैं pillow तुमको दे देती हूँ, but नहीं. You know, our bed is just our bed. There's something very special, that kind of relationship that we have with our bed. Yeah, that's place we relax, and it's your best friend. A lot of conversations, like I said, happens. It's also somewhere where you unwind, and you know what, you wake up to a sort of a fresh feeling to take on the day, and that's what it does. And you know, as teachers, we think a lot about our students. We're very tired. We go back, we wake up, and we just on there. So super. All right. So that was about your bed. Now let's move to second. Do not forget that whatever we're doing right now has a purpose. Yeah. So we're doing this because we're learning something very important. Yes, it's a place where we forget worries, and just relax. It's your space. It's happiness. Super. Now let's move to something. What is so awesome about your chappals? Slippers. सबके पास चप्पल तो होंगे ना, कोल्हापुरी चप्पल, हवाई चप्पल, huh? Tell me what's so awesome about your chappal. And also note, what are the items I'm choosing? Leg safety, comfort. It's a savior, comfortable. Always with us. Yes, yes, Madhu, it's always with us. And one unique feature which I've noticed about Hawaii chappal is that the more it stays on with you, it molds itself to your feet, like a Hawaii chappal. It takes the shape of your feet. The more you kind of use it, pehle mele, you know, it might bite you, it might feel a little uncomfortable, but the moment it adjusts to you, it'll actually take the shape of your feet. So the moment you get out of the house and you put your feet into somebody else's chappal, you know, Hey, Baba, this is not my chappal. This is somebody else's chappal. You'll be able to recognize it. Protects my feet. Okay. Any more suggestion? Miss Rao, Dr. Rao, would you like to give a suggestion? One more. Yes, slippers get the shape of your foot.
Yeah. That's the only thing that accepts me and makes me, you know, feel very, very happy.
You mean your slippers or your bed?
Yes, yes.
Your slippers. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Any other suggestion? Suggestion in a sense, any other thing that you want to play around with. Okay, so let me put it across. Let me try and see if I can think of. How many of you like wearing a mask? Kisko mask pehna acha lagta hai? I think Mr. Kalbiyam is already wearing.
Take me to the place where I wanted to go now.
How many of you like wearing a mask?
None of us.
Acha. So let's challenge our mind, okay? Acha, tell me what's so awesome about the mask. What does it do for you? How does it support you?
Yes.
Yes, Dr.
It hides my, you know, mouth, which I sometimes want to really hide.
Exactly. Of course. We don't have to wear lipsticks, yeah. We don't have to wear sunscreen and lipsticks. You know, sometimes
Yes.
I just don't wear anything and I just wear a mask and go. That's about it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's so stress-free, you know?
Facial expressions also.
Yes, yes.
Sorry?
Our facial expressions sometimes, which we don't want to show, but we can.
We can hide our
Yeah.
expression. Anger.
Yes, of course, of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful, but I love to smile. It hides the part of that where we smile, but especially, but you know, people can notice that you're smiling because of the wrinkling that it happened. It does, it does. It hides my anger. Somebody says it hides my anger. So every time you guys want to talk, you have a conversation with your children, you're very angry, just wear a mask. Awesome. Expressions can be felt from the eyes. Hide the giggles, make the eyes sparkle. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Now pause. Pause for 30 seconds and do the same thing what I asked you to do before we begin. Just tune into your body and tell me, If there's any difference that you feel, any difference that you feel. If you feel any difference, please go and write it down. Yes, I feel. If you don't feel difference, not a problem at all. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, I feel. There's a lot of feeling. Take a guess, all of you. Why do you think we did this exercise? And what has this got to do with you as teachers? Take a minute and think about it. I can hear different sounds which I was not hearing till now, to relax our mind. It's an icebreaker. It's actually not an icebreaker, but however, noted. You're more relaxed. Okay. Why do you think, man, you put us at ease? We need to appreciate things. Fantastic. Mindful. I'm thinking about better answer. Oh, sweet. All right, let me give you a hint. Okay, let me give you a hint. Do we all have a brain? Yes or no? ये बताओ, किसी के पास brain नहीं है क्या? बताओ. Anyone who doesn't have a brain? Tell me. We all have to say yes, yes, yes. Anyone who doesn't have a brain? We all have a brain. So next question, where is the brain? Where is the part of the body? Where do you think you can find the brain? The head. Skull. Find meaning of ordinary things. Fantastic. Anju, that was beautiful. Can you just note that, Anju? I'll probably call you back. If I forget, I'll probably say, who's that teacher, and come back. Find meanings of the ordinary things inside the head. So if this is your brain, where is your mind? This is where the brain is. Where's your mind? Anyone who wants to unmute? Brain is in every cell, right? Everywhere and anywhere. In your heart. Lata says feelings. Mind is in thoughts. Every neuron. We need to practice mindfulness. All right. So on that thought, let me just give you an idea of why does it happen. How many of you, okay, pause. Okay, pause, stop writing. Now imagine if Mrs. Rao, okay, calls each one of you and gives you, there's a kind of an appraisal meeting that's happening. And she tells you, she gives you 3 compliments, like she praises you with 3 things, like you're fantastic with your work, you're organized, you're just so focused, kids love you, they love the energy that you bring in your class, whatever. And she gives you 2, or let's say not even 2, 1 criticism. Which one will you remember more? Go to your chat box and write it down. The first one, the compliments or criticism, which one do you remember more? Which is going to keep you awake in the night? Have you wondered why? And the more you try, कि मुझे नहीं सोचना है, like I don't want to think about criticism. I don't want to think about Mrs. Rao as giving me somebody, who doesn't like me, or in the mind, somewhere to kind of go into that. But the more you try to resist that, the more those voices get stronger in your head. And there is a voice that says, nahin, what she said is right. You are very unorganized, or you are probably failing at this. And that goes more stronger. So the more you resist, the more that voice gets stronger. Where did I go wrong? Yes. Now, this is where I think we need to understand in the most simplest manner why we need to understand mindfulness and bring mindfulness into your classrooms. Now, we have different parts of the body. We have a heart, we have a lung, we have kidneys. Yes? Yeah? So let me just ask randomly, okay? So I'm going to ask, let's say, Dr. Asha, because I see you there. Dr. Asha, what do you think the heart does for us? What does it do for us?
It beats.
Basic job.
It heart beats.
For what? What's the purpose?
For blood circulation.
It circulates blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it beats, and so that the blood reaches every part of the body. All right, okay,
Yes.
Dr. Asha.
And it carries oxygen as well. Along with that,
Awesome.
it carries oxygen. Yeah.
Awesome. Hussain, what does kidney do? What's the main focused work of our kidneys? Pumps blood, keeps us alive.
Yeah, so I think it removes all the extra fluids away.
It removes the extra fluids away, purifies the waste, purifies blood,
Yes.
flushes toxins. Acha. Now let's try to play this around. Does the heart get up in the morning and say, "Yaar, मैं तो बहुत बोर हो चुका हूँ beat करते करते यार, मैं तो बहुत इतने सालों से I've done my work. I don't want to do my work. I'll do kidneys work." And the kidney, does it get up in the morning and say, "Yaar, मैं बहुत toxin को waste करते करते such an endless job. I don't want to do that. I'll get up and do something better. I'm going to do what heart's job is." Does it do that? It doesn't do.
No.
So we have people who are raising their hands as well. I'm so sorry. Priya, yes, do you want to just comment? Priya J?
Heart and kidneys are both of functioning our factory, madam, human factory.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Human factory. So you know what? Just like the way the heart has its job to do, the main thing, it can forget everything, but it just does not forget to do what it's meant to do. Likewise, the kidneys. And likewise, we also have a brain that is meant to do something. So what is the purpose of our brain? What do you think it is? Go to the chat box and write it down. If the heart is supposed to pump blood, kidney is supposed to remove toxins, what is the function? And not function, it's basically the main purpose of our brain. Grasp your need. Think, coordinate, logical thinking, reflect.
Madam, just it's showing we are in live.
Reasoning, recognize. All right, pause. Everybody is right. But let me tell you what its main purpose is. The main purpose of our brain is actually to keep us safe, not to keep us happy. So that means compliments, happiness, joy, gratitude, appreciation, looking at things in a positive way does not come easy to us. It's a lot of hard work because the brain is designed to do something else. But because it's designed to do something else, we have to somewhere retrain so that we can start looking at things in a more different, constructive manner. If you agree, go to the chat box and write agree. Even if it means thinking, because a lot of times you said thinking, even if it means thinking, it is actually looking at thinking from a lens of safety. Now, I don't have too much time to look at exploring it that much over here, but what I'm trying to tell you is that I look at, because the session today is going to be on mindfulness and classroom management, it's important for us to understand how the mind works, because for me, a classroom management, when I say management, there's a lot of disciplining, a lot of behavioral management, a lot of behavioral modification that comes in. But trust me, when you look at things from a change of behaviors alone, it's looking at it from a bottom-top sort of approach. What is more constructive, more meaningful, much more effective is to look at it from the top-down approach. That means you look at it from the top and look at it from a bigger picture, what it means. So for me, a classroom management is not about changing behaviors. For me, a classroom management is changing the state of the class. It's changing the energies of the class. It's changing the culture of the class. Because for me, a school is a unit. It's like one brain, one mind. Because if your brain is here, your brain and the whole body, when you get to bring it together, it forms one unit, which is your mind. So for me, a school is a mind. And like the mind, the body has different parts of the body, it has different organs. So likewise, you have, a school has administration, it has HR, it has teachers, it has, the school health depends on bringing all these units together. And for me, if I have to specifically look at it from a teacher's, from your approach, for me, I look at a classroom as one unit. And trust me, the biggest responsibility that you have as a teacher is one mind against 25 children's mind. Would you agree with me? That means it's how the way you feel, the way you are at that point of time, what you think, your ideas, your perspectives, the way you physically feel, like you're tired, you've not slept well, what you feel at that point of time is what you are going to bring to your classroom and engaging with your children with that state. If you agree, please go and write yes. Yes, 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 yes. You don't have to agree with me, by the way. If you don't want to, it's fine. No problem. I'm fine. But if you do, let's be honest. So if you feel I'm going to give you 3 things to manage behaviors in the class, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Please go and you can Google things out. There are millions of ways to handle classroom management. It'll work, but trust me, you will put it into practice for maybe a week, 1 month. After 1 month, you'll come back again and say, this is not working. Because somewhere you have not understood the core of management. You've not understood that a classroom management, when you teach, when you deliver content, you're not delivering content as such. You are basically engaging your mind with 25 minds. Can you imagine the responsibility that you have? That's why wisdom, compassion becomes my core of work. Can't agree more. Thank you. Now, let's come to what do we do? Okay, so it was easy for me to bring out 10 ways to bring mindfulness into classrooms. Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whenever that happens, guys, whenever we hear a distraction like this, what we're going to do is we're going to stop and take 3 deep breaths. Can we do that? Okay, right now. So we had a distraction. So take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. Whenever we hear somebody unmuting, we're just going to pause and we're going to take a deep breath. Thank you. All right. So now pick up your pen and pick up your journals if you want to and write this down. Okay, because I'm going to give you something which is I'm looking at management from a top-down management. There is a reason why the head is on the top and our feet is down. There is a reason why, right? So I'm looking at it from that perspective, a little more holistic, a large, more expansive perspective. So now the first thing you're going to do in your classroom is try to bring something which I call code of honor. Okay, so let me give you an example of code of honor. Hussein, can I share my screen? Is that all right?
Yes, you should be able to, yeah.
Okay, so let me
Just
see.
try.
I had a code of honor.
Yes.
Okay, you can see, right?
Yes, yes, we can see.
All right, so I had this code of honor made for some, oh, no, sorry, I just have to play this. I had made this for somebody else. So let me just share that with you just to give you an idea of what this is. So what is code of honor? Why this is not moving? Sorry, I feel that this is stuck. Okay, I'm just gonna just jump over here. All right. It's making your classroom culture. All right, I'm just gonna move from this slide, please. Okay, it's getting stuck for some reason. Can I stop sharing somehow?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, got it. I got it.
Yes,
I
it's worked.
I got it. I got it. All right. So what is a code of honor? Code of honor, please get out of this whole idea that it's rules and regulations. It's, you'll find a lot of videos on routines. Routines is important, but classroom rules and things that you need to do, sanctioning and appreciation. But you know what? Code of honor is a little more higher. So for me, code of honor is something which is like a rule, but it is meant, it's with the intent of bringing people together. It's to get minds together. It's meant to keep things together. Because a lot of times what we don't understand is because the brain is designed to keep us safe. That means everything that children feel, say, or do is based on how they're feeling. If they're not feeling safe, they're not going to learn. If they're not going to feel safe, they're not going to interact. If they're not feeling safe, they're not going to sit next to somebody. So everything for them is just a matter of safety, but they're not really going to use that language because obviously they're very oblivious to this whole thing. They don't know that safety is what their body is asking them for. So these are just a couple of codes of honor. So you can make it using yourself. If you want to take picture of it, you can do that, but this does not need to apply to you. This is just something that was made for a bunch of other teachers where we make it together. Code of honor. So for me, the first one is work on attention, because attention is required, concentration is required, focus is required as an open focus to learn, where we are coming from a space of curiosity, engagement, whatever, Mr. Jain said, those all attributes are nothing but facets of the mind. If you don't get your mind straight, you know what, teachers, you just cannot get anything straight. A chaotic mind, chaotic classroom. Chaotic mind, scattered relationship, right? A confused and a scattered mind is poor choices. So that means to come up and bring up higher quality of learning, you need to somewhere train teachers, train yourself, train your students in improving the quality of your attention. So if that's the case, then work on attention is code of honor number 1. Number 2 is holding spaces for each other, because we are wired for connection. We are wired to get that sense of belongingness. If we can somewhere bring this as a part of our approach with children, saying that this is a community, we are like, it's brotherhood. We're a part of one team. Yeah. And we are here as a part of one community, one family, and we're here to kind of hold space for each other. We're here to appreciate somebody. We're here to lift somebody. In your own languages, you can do that. We're here to help somebody. That's the same language that you would want to do. And pause is something that we use. So we wait, we hold space for each other. We can also use appreciation. So I've just put in appreciation because we just did an appreciation exercise. A place where we appreciate, a place where failing is absolutely fine. We celebrate failures. A place where we protect each other, not tease each other. So those are the kind of things where we hold space for. We follow classroom routines. I know that you have classroom routines which you need to follow, homeworks, assignments, lessons, flowcharts, whatever you need to do, we do follow it. But at the same time, we also infuse it with breaks that will allow us to work on our attention. So I'll come to that, okay? And we take responsibilities. We don't blame, no excuses. We don't put people down. So these are just a few things for you. And of course, we are finishers. We are warriors. We are finishers. We serve the work. We respect the work. And we're here to complete the task, even if it means if it's a little delayed. We remind each other about work, because work is important in a class. So that kind of seriousness comes in, but not from a very authoritative, dominating energy. It's coming from, this is how the culture is. This is how it's going to be, right? And of course, we all are here to belong with each other, and we're here to work with each other. So now I need to get out of this. How do I do this? All right. Okay, I will stop sharing. All right, does this make sense to you? Code of honor. If yes, go to the chat box and write code of honor, COH, if you agree with this. Code of honor, trust me, can be put across as a rule, or it can be put across and introduced to children in a very respectful, dignified, honorable way. So that's why it's called code of honor. We are honoring each other. We'll even honor failures. It's fine. We're honoring minds. We're honoring forgetfulness. And who says forgetting is a problem? Do you guys think forgetting is a problem? Yes or no? Okay, take a deep breath. We just had somebody entering the room. Just take a deep breath. How many of you agree forgetting? Do you think forgetting is a problem? Now, I have a program which I run for teachers, which is called Mentor You. And in Mentor You, the second level, we actually break the myths of learning. One of them is forgetting. Forgetting is actually a powerful tool, because when you forget, if you kind of get a sense of what happens when you forget, your attention is in the now. Like when you forget your keys, for example, okay, you've kept the keys and you're forgetting, see, kahan hai? And you know, if you've trained your mind to kind of ground it a little bit, thinking, kahan rakha maine? Acha, kahin par rakha hai? You know, it'll come, it'll come. When you're doing that process, you know what? Your mind is in the now. You're very present. So in fact, forgetting is good because it'll allow you to repeat. So when you forget and you remind, it's building stronger networks in the brain. So in fact, forgetting is not a problem. Forgetting is actually a blessing for a lot of people like us. Yeah. So anyway, those are kind of little things. You get a headache because you're not focusing on what you've forgotten. You're focused on, why did I forget? How can I forget this? It's such a silly thing. So these are these little swarms of thoughts that comes in, which is at an unconscious, subconscious level. This does not allow you. So you're basically a lot of, you know, critical about the whole forgetting problem, because how can I forget? It's not true. But you know what? If you just be with forgetting and say, all right, you know what? I'm a human. I've forgotten. Yeah, I've just slipped out of the mind. So it'll come. Aega, you know. Just stay with that and accept that forgetting is very normal. It's human. You just allow it will come to you. You said, "Arey yaar, mujhe yaad aa gaya." Agar nahi bhi yaad aaya, the other child will remind him. And you know what? He'll forget that more because it was a friend who reminded him of things like that. Would you agree? If you agree, thumbs up, please. Depends on the matter. Yes. Even with studies, it's true. It's true for that. Forgetting is actually not a problem. It's in fact, it's a very human tendency. Yeah. So this is just something that I wanted to tell you. So code of honor, that's one. Now in the code of honor, we're going to, let's say, look at Ishwarya. Thank you so much. We're going to be focusing on our attention. So that's strategy number one was code of honor. Strategy number two is let's work on our attention. And these are all things that will allow you to manage class better. So how do we do? Do you want to experience it, guys? Yes or no? Okay, let's take a pause. Let's take a pause. I'm going to ask you to do something. Let's take a pause. This is also important for us. Can you all, because I can't see everybody, I don't see everybody. So let me just ask everybody to stand up. Okay, quickly just stand wherever you are. Okay. Turn. So just stand wherever you are. Okay. In whatever position that you can stand. Okay, whatever's comfortable for you. If you can keep your feet a little width apart, that's all you need to do. Let me just do this. So that it's all right. Okay, so let's do a quick stretch. Okay, so what I want you to do is just interlace your fingers, move them in front, move them forward, and just lift it a little higher. And while doing so, I want you to bring your attention to the stretch on the sides. Okay, just bring your attention there. And take deep breaths and longer breaths out. So inhalation deeper and slower exhalation. And slowly then just bring them down. Okay, and just put them down. Yes, did you get that? Yes, thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right, clap 3 times then, okay? So clap, 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 clap. Whoa, woohoo. Go to the, okay, super. Okay, go to the chat box, type woohoo. 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 Superb. Now we're going to be working on our attention. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to give you something very simple, which I think is important, which will cover a lot. How many of you do any form of breath work? Do you do any form of breath work? Yes or no? Just let me know if you do. Awesome. All right. So if you do breath work, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, for those of you who don't understand, pranayamas are fine. So what I want you to do is, everybody sit up straight. Woohoo, yes. Sit up straight in any comfortable position that you can. We're talking about mindfulness, so we will be doing a bit of not meditation, but a sort of a meditative process. It's a mindful awareness process. So I want you to just keep your spine straight and just make sure that your head is seated well on your shoulder. So a lot of times, because of the phone, our head is actually tilting forward. We don't realize that, okay? So just tilt it behind and make sure that you're comfortable. Okay, so just sit straight, take a deep breath. We had somebody who's unmuted. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, Ashoka. All right, okay. Spine straight, but not too rigid. Make sure that your hands are well rested anywhere that they can. And what I want you to do is, all of us have a breathing point in our body. So that means when we breathe, there is an area, a point in our body that moves the most to our breath. So a lot of us will feel it on our chest, this area over here. Some of us may feel it on the diaphragm over here, or we may even feel it on the tummy. All right. Or if you can't feel it anywhere, you'll feel it on your, just under the nose. Yes, you're from the nostrils. So you'll feel the warmth of the breath there. So now what I want you to do is just take 1 minute. I want you to sit with your breath. The intention over here is, I am sharpening my attention. Mr. Jain, he mentioned about children concentrating for 10 minutes. Let me give you another data. If you're super interested, or rather, if you're super engaged, if the kids are super engaged, if they have an activity to do, if they're liking what they're doing, then their attention, yes, can go up to around 10-15 minutes. But let me give you an idea of how fragile our attention is. Do you all watch television? Yes? Do you all watch YouTubes? Yes or no? Come on, guys, switch on your cameras so I can see you. Super. Okay. Do you all watch YouTubes? Now, when you're watching a YouTube, this is a very weird and nagging ad that comes up. How long is that ad? How long is that ad? 2 to 3 seconds? Not 30 seconds. 2 to 3 seconds. 2 to 3 seconds. That's exactly what our attention is of the adults. Because that's the only time they can grab. They grab your attention, then they can sell you everything. So it's that way. That's the reason why they keep it. Before, we had ads. When we were watching television, we had ads, and every 15 minutes we used to have like a 1 minute or a 2 minutes ad, but now it's not like that. So attention is so poor in our culture today that we need to somewhere keep working on it. So this is a kind of an exercise that will work on your attention. And trust me, if you manage your attention, you'll manage everything else in your body, even behaviors. You will find that children who are pinching and who can't be, sitting still, and they're very restless as children, you will find them a lot more calmer because their attention is far more grounded. Yeah. I can't really talk a lot about it right now, but this is something which I want you to experience it. Okay. So sit up straight, please. I want you to keep your hand on the parts of the body, the breathing point, wherever you feel the most. Okay. Just explore. Just take 30 minutes to see where is your breathing point. And every day this changes. So if you found your breathing point, I want you to gently place your hand over there. Close your eyes, because closing your eyes is going to shut the outside, the external stimuli out. The stimulus is out. Gives you better strength to concentrate. So that's the reason why. Just close your eyes. I invite you, but not compulsory. It's up to you. And just bring complete attention to the movement of the hand as you breathe in and as you breathe out. if your mind wanders, and whenever it wanders, just bring it back to this breathing point. If it wanders 100 times, bring it back 100 times. Laser focus is what you are practicing for. All right, so on a nice inhalation, just open your eyes. Whenever you're ready, don't be in a hurry. All right, on the chat box, ladies and of course, my dear gentlemen, tell me how do you feel now? Let me just stop sharing and see what this is. Can I see the chat box somewhere? How do you feel? A calm and a relaxed state of mind is where we learn the most. So let me give you an example. Have you noticed when you're actually taking a shower, you actually get very creative ideas? All the weird ideas comes when you're doing something creative, more relaxing, taking shower. When you're relaxed, you actually learn the most. And when you're relaxed, children are also ready to absorb what you are going to tell them. Superb, relaxed, light, true, fantastic. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The movement of the navel part, yes. Okay, so you're relaxing, you're breathing from a very deep core sense. So ideas come when you're relaxed. Yes, the best of the ideas come when you're actually very, very relaxed. So now let's move on. Okay, now before I move on, tell me, are you enjoying this session? I'm just going to wrap it up very soon. So if you're enjoying, just say woohoo again. Yoo-hoo. Brilliant. Brilliant. So let me just now walk you through. We have a woohoo. Lots of woohoo. All right. So, so we did number one was code of honor, which I think is important for you to make. I think the coordinators, please note this. If you would like to talk to me a little later about how I can give you a little more ideas on how to set a code of honor, because that is like the biggest fundamental blueprint. If the code of honor is done and done out of conviction of the teachers, you know what? You will manage the class from a super calm, relaxed sort of process, right? So that's practice number one. The practice number two is to work on your attention. Now moving to number three is practicing gratitude and appreciation. Obviously, when you're not feeling safe, you have to build practices where children actually automatically feel wanted, validated, safe, sense of belonging. And how beautiful. I mean, didn't you just see how the two big leaders over here, when they started, they were appreciating each other. They were in such awe of each other, like Mr. Pandey and, you know, Mr. Jain was just, they were just talking so much and highly about each other, appreciating, even though it was on a playful word. Well, we just felt so wanted, so real, so authentic. Trust me, kids also want that. They don't want language which is coming from your mind. They want language that's coming from the heart. And for that, you know what, you have to open your heart. And I know you'll find a lot of quotes available on YouTube which says education is nothing but, you know, education of the heart is where it all begins. But you know what? Sounds good over there. We don't know how to do it. It all begins from okay, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Somebody just unmuted. All right, can you mute yourself, please, whoever you are? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Practice number 4, guys. You know what? You need to know this because I think 90-second rules is something. Now, you have a classroom routine that you want to use. So you start, let's say, with a connect. I know every school has a different way of working. So I really don't know how it works for you. But if you can include 90 seconds of either you call it wait time or you call it like pause, whatever name you want to do it. If you can infuse it and if you can somewhere introduce it, making it a part of your teaching and learning process. So like, for example, it could be wait time, could be as a teacher saying, you've put a question forward. So for example, what is the capital of India? Wait. If not for 90 seconds, wait for 30 seconds. Children will be like, oh, me. You just wait. Let's wait. 30 seconds. Take a deep breath. Let's wait. You scan and you pick up the student who you feel needs to answer. Maybe there is somebody in your classroom who has not spoken today. Maybe there's somebody in the classroom who doesn't have a smile. Maybe there's somebody in the classroom who needs that appreciation. Maybe there's somebody in the classroom who needs help. You decide. But you'll be able to absorb, you'll be able to point that out when you observe things. But the problem is that when teachers are in such a hurry to deliver, hey, time ho gaya, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do this activity, I'm supposed to do this. We are in such a hurry. Our quality of our teaching actually goes poor and kids get disengaged. And that's how the whole management comes into play. So 90 seconds, super, especially when you're making transition. Stop is what you can use. This is also available there. Stop, take a deep breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, observe what you're feeling in the body, smile and proceed. Trust me, it seems to be like a lot of long work, takes a lot of time. Believe me, 90 seconds is all you need. Say, okay, let's take a deep, just like the way I'm doing it right now. The moment I hear somebody unpausing, said, okay, let's just take 3 deep breaths. You know what? You are grounding the attention, and wherever the mind is, you're bringing them right now. Because the mind, our attention is very, very fragile. One little sound, it can just move its direction. So that's why you're aligning it. And if you've got people's attention, you've got their behaviors, or they've got them to come. They will listen to you. If you don't grab their attention, that means they're not going to listen to you. Okay, so that's what it is. So I'm going to the last practice now, which is state changes. Okay, now state changes are, let me demonstrate. Okay, so just write this down if you want to write this down. Let me just demonstrate. I think the best is just to practice. I'm going to stop here. All right, so let me just pull up somebody if that's okay. Let's do a bit of work. Oh my gosh, all of you are with your cameras off. That's pretty sad. Mr. Srinivas, would you like to, you have a great smile. I can see that. Okay, pick up. Can you hear me? Audible, sir? Can you hear me? I can hear. Okay, I can hear you. All right. Mr. Srinivas, could you pick up one person in your group that you work, okay, very often with? So if somebody you work very often with, just pick that person up, keep them in your mind. And probably what you can do is talk about one time that person was helpful to you. Okay? Can you do that, please?
Ma'am, please can you explain again?
Sure. So I want you to pick up one person who you work with. Okay, I'll make it easy for you. Okay, so one person who you work with. Okay, you have a colleague that you work with, Mr. Srinivas?
Sorry, I want to say one person who is more effective person to do the work with him.
Yes. Do you have somebody like that, your colleague?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say something special about him, please? Okay, I will be asking somebody else as
Okay,
well.
okay,
So,
okay.
would you like to think, Mr. Srinivas?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Would you
Yes,
like
ma'am.
to think? Okay, anyone who
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
to volunteer, come on, hands up. Anyone who wants to volunteer, come on. Farah, I saw you there. Come on, unmute yourself. Pick up one person, and you know what? Don't speak from your mind. Speak from your heart. So pause if you want to, and talk about something which is special about this person. Okay, go ahead. Oh, we can't hear you. You need to unmute. You need to unmute.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
The one person who helped me.
Yeah, go ahead.
The name?
Name
Carol
and
Patrick.
Yeah, so where is Carol? Where is Carol? Is Carol around? Okay, Carol, just wave out. Okay, you need to. Oh, there she is. Hi. Okay, go ahead. So Farah, how did she help you, and what it means to you? What it meant to you?
It meant a lot to me actually. She had helped me twice. One was my personal this thing, and the other was when I needed help in teaching class 3. She had helped me out. I was like, it was my first experience with her, with class 3, those little kids. And I had been to the class 1 period. I came back and I told Carol, I won't be able to do that. She said, no, it is not that. You will be able to do, and I trust you. So that helped me a lot. And once when I had got fracture in my foot, she was the one who helped a lot.
How sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Carol, for being so kind. You are such a kind person. Thank you. And thank you, Farah, for sharing that. All right, people, what did we just do? Did it change the way you feel? I just wanting to know. Yes or no? Go to the chat box, please. Did it change the way you feel?
Yes, lot.
Yeah. Tell me, where was your attention? Were you thinking of something else?
Right
where was
now,
your attention?
I was trying to understand you.
No, when you were narrating the story of,
I was thinking of the time, the time I had gone to the class. I entered her class, and I was just about to cry. And she said, she looked at me. I said, she smiled, and she said, no, you will be able to do it. For it is not that difficult. I will help you out with it. So I was thinking of that moment.
Can I say something? Actually, Farah has always been teaching higher classes, means above 5th standard. And with the little ones, like she's always, I cannot do with the little ones. And I love teaching the little ones. So she came to me.
I like talking and playing with them, but teaching them, I had never known. Because you know what, you ask them one question, they'll say yes. You ask the same question again, they'll say no for it. So then you are stuck. What to do now?
Awesome.
And she has to be really patient, I always tell her, be patient with the little ones, don't get angry.
Lot of patience is required.
So Carol, are you the coordinator? Are you somebody who...
No, I am teaching at Anisha Global. Yes, okay, I was with the little ones, with the preschool as a coordinator also. And now I'm teaching grade 1 and 2.
Oh, nice. All right, so big round of applause for everybody. Okay, awesome. You know what we just did? We just used the power of story. Simple story. And those stories are, do not underestimate them. We really don't know. I can do one whole session on storytelling and how it can be used in a mindful way, but it really makes you very present, because emotions is what drives your mind. And for kids, if you're working with little ones, because Dr. Farzana actually said, it's with teachers of 6 to 8, so I was prepared for that. But anyways, I'm enjoying it. So if you're working with the little ones, you know what? Their state of their mind is what is shown in their bodies. It's as simple as that. If they're jumpy, they're restless, it doesn't mean they're hyper. I mean, they are hyper because that's a language that we have termed. Are ye hyper hai. It's our language. But for them, they're enjoying where they are. They're excited. Wow, they feel that lively energy. They're excited to explore the world. They want to jump on the bed. They want to stand. They want to run. हम लोग उनको लेबल कर देते हैं हाइपर, पता नहीं क्यों, और लेबल करते ही प्रोडक्ट की तरह उनको दबा लगा देते हैं, and we tell them this guy is hyper and he has disorders, he needs to be treated. कोई ये intervention, of course you need to somewhere support the child. I'm not saying that you don't, but just be very, very careful about the terminologies that we use. Because for a child, he's not being hyper. He's being curious. He's exploring. He's living his life, which is full of energy and emotions and feelings and touch and sensations. You get what I'm saying? State changes. We need to get them. Now, state changes are something that you allow to state the change. So physical exercise changes your state. We actually did all of them throughout. So physical exercise, moving, you know, and when you do a sort of a movement with younger ones, especially, get them to move, 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 move. The energy kind of gets dispersed. Then say, all right. So write this down if you want to. Movement and stillness. Okay, so write these two words. You need to play around with them. Move, still. Move, still. So you make them move, and then you get them to rest. All right, so we just did a sort of a game. What do you call that? Simon Says, or head, nose, knees and toes. You know that game that we do? I've forgotten how to play that game. You know, knees and toes, something that allows fast movement. Say, all right, now let's just feel the energy in our body. Let's just sit down and just feel the energy in our body. Wow. And just close your eyes and just feel it. Move and still. Stillness, still. Lavanya. Lavanya just connected with me on LinkedIn here. Thank you, Lavanya. You're here. Okay, so stillness. So you move and you remain still. Okay, so get just the way you still is the way I'm telling you. You know, the way you move, you sit down and say, wow, just feel this beautiful energy in your body. Just feel it. So it comes, you feel it, and let it go. They go. And you know what? Trust me, teachers. You do these rules, you will crumble all these rules, sanctions, and you will throw them into the dustbin and realize they're just so superficial. Trust me on this. It's not something I'm telling you because I have done this for many, many, many years. And I've never had problems because I connected with kids at a higher level. I've connected with them from a deeper level. I see them as human beings. I see them with no faults. Believe me, but that lens that you need to do, we all have these little spotted lenses. We don't even know as teachers that there are these spots in our lens. Clean them up first. And that is your responsibility. Because your mind versus 25 minds. Don't blame them. Because if you kind of react to them, we're not being responsible and throwing our judgment and throwing our emotion on them, thinking that's going to lighten us up. What teachers, wake up. We need to take responsibility of our feelings, and our mind is our responsibility. Did you get that? Thumbs up for that. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So 5 things we spoke about. Quickly now, who is going to write on the chat box 5 things? So we did code of honor, attention, appreciation. What was the 4th thing? Code of honor. What was the 4th thing?
Wait time.
Wait time. Fantastic. Wait time. You're not forgotten. Thank you so much, Lavanya. Wait time. And 5th one is movement and stillness. Superb. All right. So I don't want to take too much of your time. And I really hope that this session was good enough, was something that benefited you. I always, whenever somebody comes to me, I always change the way people look at things. That's my job. Now, if you want to follow me in my work, I'm available on LinkedIn. I'm available on Facebook. In fact, if Dr. Farzana is all right, I can't message over here. Okay, so there is a Facebook community called Awakened Learners Hub. You can join them. It's a free community. You will find a lot of these brain trickling thoughts where I get you to change the way you look at yourself, your job. Trust me, you guys are just so beautiful. We just need to very slowly join together as a community. Trust me, it's code of honor. We all are together, working together. And I'm going to help you to probably make things clearer for you so that you can make choices which are there. So you're already kind, you're already compassionate in a sense. It's fabulous. You're already there. You just need to clear things off. That's all. Just remove the fogginess and there you are. So congratulations on that. Hold on, let me just see if I have. You want me to put the name? Can I just write it
Fatima,
down?
check the chat.
Yes, yes, put it on the chat.
All right. Okay. It's called Awakened Learners Hub. There you go. Oh, I think I sent it to only one person.
Lavanya
Oh,
sent
there.
Yes, yes, it's come on the chat. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
Lalita's, yeah, it's like a green thing with little covers, so you'll see me there, so you'll know. Okay, so join that page. You'll find a lot. We actually once every 2 weeks we do a lot of live sessions as well. Only to support you guys, you'll find it beautiful. All right, and what you can also do is, if you want to take it further, you can buy my book. This is book which is available. Okay, so in case if you would want to take it forward, you can get this. It's on my website. You can get them. It's also available on Flipkart. Just find it. It's called Mindful Pause. In case as teachers, you want to kind of take this practice a little more deeper. Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is for you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Fatima. And it was so great, right from Dr. Chenraj, we've experienced the entire gamut of emotions, from being inspired to, coming back and, just, being calm and still. So it was really nice to experience all of that in a span of 2 hours. I think that's pretty amazing. And such a nice start to the entire, this entire journey that we started Learning Festival. To all our participants, in case if any of you, we have time for a couple of quick questions. So if you have any questions, also I would like to request all of you. We had shared, the attendance link a couple of times in the chat. I'll ask my colleague Anna to share it once again. Please ensure you fill that Google form in, because only if you attend all the 12 sessions do you get the participation certificate. Thank you very much. Any quick questions we've given you, you can unmute yourself and you can ask Ms. Fatima. You could even put it up in the chat box also if you're, that format works better with you.
So Hussein, either I have done a fantastic job or I've not done a good job. So now, because nobody has questions.
Probably you've got them into such a trance state that now they're all in that mindful bliss that everything is well and everything will go on well. And I'm sure you've shared some other your connects also. So I'm sure people can connect with you. Thank you, Fatima. It was such a wonderful session.
My pleasure.
So friends, we had attended Fatima's session, I think 3 years back, Fatima, in Bangalore.
4 years back.
2.5, 4 years back, yeah. And that's when we connected, and we thought this festival, it would be a perfect way to just start this entire festival with her. Thank you once again for your time. Thank you.
I'm honored. Thank you.
And friends, just a reminder, tomorrow we have Dr. Ashok Pandey, who's leading a session specifically talking about the Sustainable Development Goals and in context with the National Education Policy. You already heard him a little bit, in the fun banter that he had with Dr. Jain. So please do join in tomorrow. We will start our session tomorrow at 4 p.m. sharp. So request you to join in at least 10 minutes before that time. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Beautiful. Great.